I also think optically it's very interesting that he cried poor this whole time they're in the Coliseum, and now they're in this small 14,000 seat stadium, including 4,000 standing room seats, and they just signed the biggest contract in, or at least the with the
Oh,
player
the
option.
Severino thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah. I
Luis
mean,
Severino. I mean, at least optically, I just think it's interesting. So maybe it is proof that maybe, hey, maybe they're actually going to back up their actions with words this time. I don't know, but I mean, it's only $67 million, not $2 billion, so a
and
little
and
bit
and
different. Yeah.
first, a couple of things with Severino, right? First of all, I think the grievance is still going on from the union about them not spending their revenue sharing money on payroll.
Mhm.
So that has to help get that off their back.
Yeah, yeah.
Second of all, you want to put down a parlay, put it on Luis Severino not being an athletic by the end of next year's trade deadline, right? I mean, if he's any good at all, he's going to be
Yeah.
shipped to a contending team, him and all of that contract.
So this is
Um,
like posturing almost, do you think, huh? Do you think like
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely. And I think, and or even if he means it seriously, he can change his mind. Look at what happened with the Marlins, right? They built a new stadium. They went out and got Jose Reyes. They got who were some of the other players that they got? Mark Burley. They got like a whole bunch of guys. And then like 3 months later, they weren't in first place. And it was like, all right, never mind then.
Another fire
We'll just
sale.
sell, yeah, fire sale.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, the thing is, whatever teams do when they think they're going to be in a new market or when they, are in a new market, if you look at the long term, right, and not even the long term, the medium term, right, like 7, 8, 10 years, always the payroll goes back down to, something that's corresponds to the market size, right?
Yeah.
Cleveland had a few years where they acted like a big market team because they had sellouts because they had this new stadium in the 90s. And they were really good. And then right after that, they went back down. They're still fairly successful, but they're
Mhm.
not spending like
Yeah.
they weren't bidding on Juan Soto, right? So, they're in there with the Rays and some of the other sort of mid-market teams, mid-small market teams that are sort of trying to compete despite, not spending big. So yeah, I mean, the Severino thing, it just seems like an aberration to me. I do not think that they're going to go and, sign a whole bunch of
Yeah.
players and try to compete in the AL West,
Yeah.
despite the fact that I don't even know who the leading contender is in the AL West. There might
Yeah, I don't.
be a division with nobody who finishes over
Yeah.
500.